Good evening guys, or good afternoon. It's 4:23 p.m. Today is August 8th. Today is a Monday after NFP on Friday, right? So today is the first day of Monday of week. So overnight, basically ES was trading above 100% of Friday's range, while NQ was still below Friday's range, right? So that was a disconnect between those two indexes. So overall, since last week buyers in more control and they held their ground, right, we had no choice, right, but for day trading to favor buyers above our backup and preferred buyers area. If price wants to go towards the moon, which is today, if they want to, then you want to see one index leading and other one following after a few minutes, right? That is the key. One leading, other one following after a few minutes, right? If they don't do that, then it's a problem. Or ES going below 37.40, let's say if they follow through to the downside right of the open, right, in few minutes, see, first few minutes, then it could be a trend down day, right? And NQ has to go through the backup buyers area like it was never there before, something like that. That kind of move you want to see it, right, in order to short. So, and this was for Russell, right? I didn't look at the Russell. I did actually look at it when it was around 50 or so, but very quickly though. Gold, I did not look at it. Okay, so gold you can look by yourself, and these were the notes for today for gold, right? Dream numbers are 302 to 63, right, as usual. Very powerful numbers, right? So pretty much I traded dream number today, and if you stick with dream number today, you would have got both longs and two shorts, just purely of the dream number, the way price moves around it, So let's talk, right? So in the morning, early morning, right, around 6-7 o'clock, so I published the notes here, right? So the notes were preferred sellers area is this, preferred buyers area is this, backup buyer area is this, which pretty much, and exhaustion buy only if exhausted state, else ignore, right? See, this statement I put it for a reason here, right? That means at one of my scenarios, which I was, when I was writing a note, right, usually, not usually, but most of the days, every day I would say, when I write a note, right, I'm not writing a note just per se to write a note. I go through all the scenarios, all the calculations in my mind. Like, okay, so from when let's say if I start writing a note when price was here, right, I go through all the scenarios in my mind, like, oh, what if it breaks out above it, what are the areas it needs to hold, what it breaks below it, what are the areas it needs to hold, how far it can go before buyers jumps on board, same thing here also, all these things. And based on that, I come up with this backup buyers and preferred buyers area. It's not like just connecting the highs and lows, and you won't see it most of the days. You won't see my levels line up with the highs and lows because it doesn't work that way, So but anyway, so that was the reason I put this note here. That means I was expecting for one of the down scenario price may come here, but if it comes here straight, it could be a buy, but here look at this. So this was the level, right? Now if I shrink it, you can see it. See that? Exhaustion. See? So price came there, but what time it came there? At 2:50 or 3 o'clock almost, end of the day, right? So there is no point buying it here, because we are not trading near the end now, So this idea was there. If price get exhausted, somewhat in the morning, or early afternoon, but not towards the end. But at the end, if you look at 1 hour chart, let's say, or 30 minute, you will see exhaustion here, straight down, pretty much, So that was the idea here, but it did not happen early, so there is no law. But you can see how powerful the levels and my thinking is, That is the reason, that's why I put it, right? Now, same thing for NQ. You can see preferred buyers area was this, which held it right of the open, and then this was my second, this was a dream number also, this was a dream number, right? And here there were two longs at this dream number, right? And price went higher. At this point, price should have held this area 340 to the T almost, and there was a long setup here and here also. But when this thing happened, then the day structure is spoiled. Price should have, buyers should have fought it here, and they would have kept up the price because it was an open drive in both ES and NQ, right? So up to this points, buyers were in fully control. But then when price goes below it, they have a at least somewhat control. Still they are controlling. That doesn't mean that you short here. Short will start if price goes below 302. That is what I said in Discord. If price goes below 302 in NQ and ES 6970, which is this area, then sellers may have a control at that point. If they holds below this area, and then pretty much sellers held it after that, right? So you need to know the control shift areas during the day, based on the price action, right? So till then there was no short, but then after this, once it's broke through it, right, even here is coming down, you don't know whether it's going to break through it or not, right? So here there was a long also, assuming price may get exhausted, but this long has only 50% probability to work out in your favor. Why? Because price did not come straight down there. It came down after fighting here, then come down here also, it fought it, right? Then it came down. So the chances are 50% only. If either it works or not, does not work. But if it does not work, you can short also. That is what essentially this arrow is. You short, right? Then it went through this 263 trim number, pretending like this level was not even there, right? The way it went down, that was your short right there at the pullback. This was a very good short. Even better than this. Even better than this. This short was very good. That was the only good short for the day. And the longs were here. These were the two good longs. Higher up you take a long, you always taking a chance, taking a risk, right? Because you are taking up higher up longs. That means you are expecting a trend up, which I was expecting actually, to be honest, based on the open drive, the way it went through it. ES went through this level, this 70s, so I was expecting a trend up day. There was no level here, or maybe 89 was there, but this 89 was not strong enough compared when price went through this area. That means it should have taken out 89, and at least logically it would make sense, for price to come here to attract more sellers. In Q, we don't have any levels between this. That means it makes sense for buyers to bring it up here, then some sellers may step in, right? So up to this point, when price was here chopping around, the idea was hold your ground. If you are long, hold your longs, at least up to this point. And then if price like anything like this, goes down like this and then goes down, you bail out your morning longs. If you want to hold it, let's say you are planning to hold it till end of the day, which was my plan was, right? So I was holding it, but then it tried to do all these things, right? So I just put my stop here, and then I left, and then I got stopped out. So, but at least you hold your ground, right? But then looking at this, right, there was something is off, the way it was behaving here, and the moment this bar happened, done deal, buyer story is over, pretty much. But still, the day structure was supporting buyers above 302 and ES above this, so you hold it till then. But once it's gone, you can even short also, right? But then it's like day is screwed. That means you have to take a profit at every short, and you can also take a longs also at the levels, because day is screwed up, both parties will be acting, right? So based on whatever I just explained, these areas, right? These were the longs, these were the shorts, and once price reached back up buyer's area, see it paused there, right? And it responded. Here I said, if sellers are really in control, they have to hold it below 193, 200 area. If they don't, and price doing this, that means price is totally messed up and it's going to do ping pong entire day, which it did. Essentially it did. This is what it did, ping pong. The major move was this and this. Here it's just a garbage, recipe for losing money. Same thing here with ES. Once it reached this 37, pretty much, it's a garbage, right? You can take still take one shot here, but then it's a garbage anyway, right? So so that was the story for today, for this indexes, right? So I hope you got the long in the morning. This one was not expected anyway. So I hope you cut your longs if you're holding it, right? And that be all for these things. Now let me talk about Mboxwave very quickly. Okay. So Mboxwave, right? So actually 5 minute has a better view. Hold on. Okay, so this is a 5 minute, right? It's cleaner chart, right? So here you can see it was trending higher. See, entire since yesterday it was trending up, right? So obvious first thing is to favor buyers, right? So because it was trending up to 9 o'clock, right? And then see here it was trending, right? So we have to favor buyers, right? And these were my dream numbers, right? 302 and this, right? 263. So and these are the resistances, right? So somehow let's say somebody sold it here, right? This sell-off came from nowhere. There was no sign here, right? So fine, somebody just hidden order triggered, somebody sold it, and there was a news also somewhere regarding to Nvidia or something, some stocks, right? So that does not matter. But the way it happened, right? That it sliced through this dream number. First of all, that was the first sign. Like pretending it was never there, right? Because it's a news-driven move, it may happen, but it had spoiled the structure here. This entire buying structure, it had spoiled it. So there will be a after effect may come later on. When is the question, but it may come. We have to be ready for it. That means if price goes higher, somebody will decide to short from somewhere. That is the after effect. It may come. So, but anyway, here it sliced through these things, right? 302. Then it went straight down to this dream number, right? So I was watching this thing, and then it came down straight to this second dream number, and then I was watching this thing. I was preparing for the pre-market voice commentary. I was watching these things. When I came here, I came here around this time, and then first thing I noticed is, okay, it is rotating around the dream number, right? Here there was a double R row, right? So looks like this was a good short, based on Mboxwave. This was a good short here, right? So basically right below this dream number, assuming you have the levels. Otherwise, you go with this gray line, here, right? Or you wait for price to go below this area and then take a short, right? So if you waited here, right, there was no short here, right? Because price never went down, right? But instead you see minus 82 supply, right? So supply is decreasing here, but it's like tiny, like 5 minutes of price action. So really you can't get anything out of it. But minus 82 means it's lesser supply, and then you see this 128 or so, right? Price tried to break out above this, and then again it came down. Now here it is starting to holding the green number, right? So that was the sign, that it may want to hold it, and this news-driven move may be fake move, So, but I took a long right here, because that's where I started my voice commentary in my Discord, right? So while talking, I took this long right here, right at this point. I was watching this. The moment price tried to go higher, I took the long here, but I put my stop right here, like 4.5 point stop. That's it. And then I was holding these things, and then it came down right close to my stop here, but it actually held it. My stop was around 257 or so, so it was holding it, right? And it's risky. See, NQ is always risky to hold it till open, because of the open it always does like this, up and down, right? So it will stop you out. But I was okay with it because I took a chance at dream number, considering this exhaustion. Okay, so but my idea was not to short here, still favor buyers, because this came from nowhere, so it stopped me out here in the sense one single bar, right? But the moment it stopped me out, I was watching it very carefully, not in Mboxwave but in my trade station. And then price came back up, right, close above 257, which was my original stop, right? So I was stopped out, but then it came back up close above. Second candle open, price went down again, but again tried to went higher above this, right? At this point, I entered the long again, right here, So now looking at the Mbox here, right, 82, 126, 143, right? and then there was a pullback here, right? So I'm sure there was a short setup here, right here. When this candle was running, right, price went down like this, right? It was breaking out below this area, which was 246, correct? When this candle was running, it's a 1 minute candle, it was running, you will see a full red candle here, right? And then you see this supply, correct? So at that point you won't see this minus 80. That means you are shorting it here, right? So based on Mboxwave, this was a short here, right? But I did not take that short, right? Because I don't blindly follow it. I follow the context. Context is still not favoring sellers yet, right? If price would have gone down like this, below this levels, right? Then there was a pullback here, I'll go somewhere, you know, lower later on, then I would short it, right? But for now, to me, it's my dream numbers are holding, right? Then what happened, right? So let's say somebody took the short here, right? But let's say if you took the short in the same candle, and if you see candle come back up, closed, and then price tries to go higher, you should have bailed out your short here and go long, right? But the question is, most of the day traders fails to reverse it. Why? Because the whole idea, they did their analysis based on this single move. They did not follow the context, right? That's why they took the short to begin with, correct? So when they took the short, they're in their mind this down move and this little balance and this breakdown, that information is stuck there, and that's why they took the short. In that process, they forgot what happened before, you know? And that's why they took the short to begin with. And if they took the short, it is hard for them to reverse engineer their mind to think about long. And I'm sure most of the day traders, whoever took the shorts, they will either cut it or hold in a hope that price will come maybe here and reverse it, or maybe here and reverse it, or they just simply cut it and do nothing. But long, reversing to the long side, that idea will not click in their mind until they see price going higher like this or like this. They will take a long here or maybe here, you know. Okay, so Mboxwave, based on Mboxwave, right, after looking at this minus 80, price going higher, this was your long, right? Because of this is a change of behavior, correct? Or you can wait and take this later on long right here, you know, and then this pullback also, double algo long here also, right? And then you manage it, right? At this point, based on this, everything is pointing to the upside, correct? But then when price going further, you know, you can see this is a divergence going on, right? Buying is gone here, 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 right? So you bail out if you are holding your long, right? And then you still, but due to the structural context, right, now you can see it, buyers are still in control, you know. So that's why you can see it, every short people try to short it, immediately people buys it up, right, up to this point, right? And then finally flush down happened, right? So this was a short because it was a triple algo. Based on this, you can see it, buyers defended here. So I'm talking about this level and the price action together, right? So this level held it, then it gave up, right? So here people shorted it, right? Then this level tried to fight it out, right? Then it gave up, correct? In this entire process, you can see there is a little buying but more selling, correct? So at least you know these two key levels are broken. This buyer should have held it, and now you can see more selling. Now it's time to jump on board, or you can wait even till price takes out this level, because this was the key as per my Discord, you know, the 302 level. Below, sellers may be more active, right? But based on Mboxwave triple algo, you can take a short here, right? But now your stop has to go above this level, you know? So here little bit above, right, or this level above, you know? Then you can hold it, otherwise no point, you will get stopped out, right? And then you will again wait for this levels to be taken out, which is in this case this, more supply, more selling. Now you take this short right here, right? And then you have a write down, right? And that be all for today.